Hello guys, it's Shrimp Time here, and in today's video we are going to talk about boas. We are going to talk about those beautiful boa shrimps, but we are going to have another topic which is very important. How to get those boa shrimps if we don't have enough of money to buy them. You need to remember that boa shrimps can be very expensive, from $50-$60 to even couple of hundred of dollars and even couple of $1,000 if we are talking about competition grade shrimps. But before we will start our topic, I would like to shout out a big thank you to all of those subscribers and also to people that started to support me on Patreon. If you would like to help me a bit with developing this channel, please subscribe, leave a thumb up, and maybe pledge on Patreon. It's up to you. So big thank you, 600 subscribers, lovely development of channel. But now, let's get back to our topic. So, the easiest way to get those boa shrimps is to buy them. But the price is very high. It's very difficult to get through that price point. It's very difficult for us to spend so high amount of money on shrimps that sometimes we are not even sure that will survive in our tank. So, is there any easier, cheaper way to get those shrimps? I must say there is, but it requires a heart. It requires time, and it requires the love to shrimp keeping. Because as you can see on Facebook or other apps, on videos, the boa pack won't give 100% of boas. No, they won't. They will give from 10 to 30% of boas, and 30% of boas in the next generation is a very good result. Is a result that we can say that is achieved by the best lines. So if we got so big amount of shrimps that should be culled out from the pack, from the boa herd, what will the shrimp keepers do with those shrimps? Probably they will sell them, and they will sell them usually at the better price point than boas. And you can buy them by, I don't know, maybe $10, $20. It depends on the shrimp keeper. But there is a little problem. Not all of the shrimp keepers will tell you that those galaxies fishbone that were culled out from the boa shrimp tank are the offspring of boa shrimps. They will usually sell them as normal galaxy fish bones or normal galaxies, depending on the grading. So you need to observe, you need to watch on the videos on YouTube, on the pictures that breeders will post in Facebook or on Instagram, and you will see the patterns that will come from the boa herd, and you can start judging the possibility that the galaxies and galaxies fish bones you will buy from that breeder is from the boa herd. And after a long observation, you will be able to buy those galaxies and then start selective breeding those shrimps. And you will only need 3 or 4 tanks to do that. But even though this can be quite high price point. For example, if you would like to set up 4 tanks for selective breeding, you will need some spot for the tanks. You need to buy those tanks, and you need to buy soil, some bacteria, etc. So it can even need from you to put $500 to start, if we will also include the shrimp price point. So how can we do this even cheaper? It's easy, guys. You can start from Neocaridina shrimps. And if you will start to breed Neocaridina shrimps, for example, Sakura Red, you can buy Sakura Red from good breeder, start a Sakura Red shrimp tank, and in no time you will get a lot of offspring. If you got only one tank, you can start to sell those offspring that are culled out from the tank that you don't want to keep in your line to another breeders or to your local fish store. And after each sale, you will acquire some money. For example, $10, $20, $50, depending on the amount. You can even do that faster, the gathering money process, if you add some mosses to your tank, and you can start selling those mosses as well. So in no time, you will acquire money that will make it able to start another shrimp tank for Neocaridinas. And in this way, you can start selectively breeding Sakuras and even start selling not only the culled out shrimps, but you can even start selling some of higher grade Sakuras if you got exceed of your pack. And in this way, you can start putting another and another tank. Maybe in 1 year, you will start a Neocaridina shrimp rack. And from that one rack, if you will get good results in breeding, if you put 2 or 3 lines of Neocaridinas and, for example, 10 or 20 types of mosses, you will acquire needed money to start, for example, another 2 tanks for Caridinas, but you will be able to buy some of that culled from Boas tank galaxies. And you are on the step that I described it before. But when you will breed those galaxies, you can also start selling the shrimps that you will cull out from the tank. Of course, the galaxies will breed slower, but you will get higher price from those galaxies. And after repeating this process, you will be able even to acquire some money to buy, for example, a boa male. It can be expensive, but you will be able to put another tank and put that boa male with the best grade females from your shrimp tanks that you are breeding selectively from those galaxies. Maybe some of them will even start showing boa patterns, because boa was breeded by selectively breeding galaxies. And if you will add even a low grade boa male to this pack, he will bring some better genetics to your shrimp tank, to your females, and the offspring will show some of those boa shrimps. And after that, there's only selective breeding, selective breeding, selective breeding to achieve better and better coloration. The biggest downside of this method is that you will see that you will get more and more different boa patterns, different boa coloration. You will get some metallics ones. You will get some boas with those beautiful spots under the tail. You will get some solid boas with no spots and very solid, thick backline. You will get some boas with most of the head covered and some with lovely separated big spots on the head. And the biggest downside is when you will want to do the similar thing that I'm now working on, that you will try to keep those patterns in different tanks, and you will need to put more and more tanks. And this is the way that you will understand that shrimp breeding is something like addiction. But I think that this video should show you that with enough passion, enough love, enough effort and time, you are able to achieve everything in shrimp keeping. I myself started with one red sherry tank, then I was working on very big breeding facility with maybe 20,000 gallons of water. Then I said goodbye to that facility and was left with 2 tanks. And now I'm looking for a state to start bigger and bigger facility, and my tank numbers are growing very fastly. So I think that I went through all that way. And if you want to hear something more about my experience, about my journey from one tank to the spot that I'm at this moment, please write me a comment. Thank you guys for your time. Hope that you stayed till the end of this video. See you till in the next video, and please remember, keep on shrimping.